I'm the best, and you know. And I got it, on my own. Get my way up, you know, go. If I touch it, then it's cold. I'm the best, and you know. And I got it, on my own. Get my way up, you know, go. If I touch it, then it's cold. For the park and they know I'm impressive. He wanna talk, but he not on the schedule. I ain't taking no from my who ain't heavy. I'm the best, and you heard what I said. Spend all the money, I'm dripping, it's falling. Got on it, then it's dripping like water. Teaching, but I don't have a daughter. I know me, I can pick up when I call her. Working big, and it don't hurt the break, cause I'ma always do it how I wanna do it. Every time he lead a know it, Mr. Know I got him running to it. I'ma need the full amount before we talk it that I'm waking up and thumbing through it. Run a like a runner do it. Stun on her till like a stunner do it. I'm the best, and I got it, on my own. Get my way up, you know, go. If I touch it, then it's cold. I'm the best, and you know. And I got it, on my own. Get my way up, you know, go. If I touch it, then it's cold. Top dog like I manage. I'm the really damaged. I came out and make the channel froze. I'm really who the panel shows. Put my name up like a banner boat. Acting tough and I'ma let her go. Name her who got a better flow. She can hang it up till like a telephone. Stick me up with the cost 10K to let it come see it. Hands at me, I make it come treat it. Spin, make it come beat it. I want the new it in the machine out. Jewelry be cold like the temperature 0. I'm the hardest, they call me a hero. Heavy then they know what I be on. I'm the best, and you know. And I got it, on my own. Get my way up, you know, go. If I touch it, then it's cold. I'm the best, and you know. And I got it, on my own. Get my way up, you know, go. If I touch it, then it's cold.
It's Madden NFL 23, and this one features the Bulls' superstar running back. He's coming off a historic game, topping Adrian Peterson's 2007 mark of 296 yards. It's the Bulls and the Chiefs, next on Madden Football.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, here's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Brooklyn Bulls and the Kansas City Chiefs. Hello again, everybody, alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for Brooklyn, our visitors, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And they had it easy last week. They jumped out to an early lead and then put it on cruise control from there.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Brissett going to go to the air right away. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. And he is the NFC rating offensive player of the week. You got to think, all the guys that take the field each and every week, that's not an easy award. Always has to feel good to grab.
It has to feel great because it separates you, at least for a week, amongst your peers. And for him to separate again, he has to have the same type of a game. That means being explosive.
And all the way in for the touchdown. A great... The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Bulls are able to strike quickly to... So following the fumble, this offense will get another shot at it as they quickly head back onto the field. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. 75 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll get it down here to the 43. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That's how you pick up a first down. You know where the sticks are, you know where the first down marker is, and you find a way to get there. That's called having vision.
He had a lot of vision last week, didn't he? NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was dominant. Oh, and that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not get loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
To the 27-yard line. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll try to throw now. Brissett. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
It's a little surprising to me that he'd find that much room to run this close to the end zone. He doesn't quite get there, but he sets his guys up with a 1st and goal.
They'll try to run it in with Marshall. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the year. His guys now one extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great work. They're using barrage right there.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he's got some space here. The 20. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they sequence things, how it's run. But you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. A handoff as they run the counter play. And some room to maneuver. Down the numbers. There he goes. And touchdown. A big play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring. And another example of just how...
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards. First down, Brissett. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Unnecessary runners. Defense.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
George Karlaftis, the man to bring him down.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. On second down, they'll try and run the counter. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
On third down, they'll try and pick it up with a counter. Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll get things started in our nation's capital, Atlanta, in town to take on Washington. And it's the Falcons who are out in front in the second quarter. Rashad Penny with both of their touchdowns thus far as he scored twice on the ground. From there, we'll head to Cleveland to check on the Browns at home at First Energy Stadium. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Jamar Chase, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world. See what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And it's the visiting Minnesota Vikings who are out in front. Dalvin Cook, the lone touchdown there as he's cashed one in on the ground. We'll move on now to check out the next-gen stats in that first half for our home team. And this has been an absolute clinic in how to run the football. Over 200 yards on the ground just in the first 2 quarters alone. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in this second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. It'll be the Chiefs football to begin quarter number 3, and they trail here as we are back underway now on EA Sports. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it. Third quarter action, and this offense will have a 1st and 10 as they get set for the next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Uses the stiff arm. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Still well in control of this ball game, despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. 20. Touchdown! A great effort there. 70 yards. And the Bulls have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Now you talk about the dominating rushing performances that you and I have seen together. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They could definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to get them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Brissett. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise them with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a first down. Gotta love that efficiency.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
A gain of 13, it's a first down. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Breaks the tackle, now an alley. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. 27 yards. And the Bulls are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Boy, missed tackles continuing to plague this defense, and they surrender another big play and a touchdown here. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not. And I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And some space here. There's the stiff arm. And he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive. But sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose. And just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
They'll run with Marshall. He stiff arms him. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up. They stay on the ground. This is Marshall again. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see.